So visual, base sa root word na vision, no? Anything that can be seen. So pinakamadali ng makita in face-to-face interactions, conversations, ay facial expression. In business, of course, the best facial expression is a smiling facial expression, di ba? Or at the very least, mukhang ready to smile or mukhang approachable. Sunod, eye contact, a sign of sincerity, authenticity, no? Very important siya. But there are cultures na bawal ang eye contact sa mga babae, lalo na sa mga Mindanao, taga Mindanao dyan, I think, you know what I mean. I'm not sure if you're part of this culture or not, but I had participants from BARM, ARMM, BARM, and the women, nung pinag-uusapan namin ito, sabi nila, ma'am, so yan yung best practice, di ba? Pero paano sa amin? Bawal tumingin ng babae sa mata sa lalaki. Sabi ko, well, kung bawal talaga yon, syempre kailangan nating sundin yon. Pero there's a way around it, no? So huwag kayo tumingin diretso sa mata. Tingin kayo sa pagitan ng mata or sa noo or above the head. No? Those are cheats para hindi masyadong nakakailang sa mga nakakailang. At saka pwede namang tumingin sa paligid ng konti, no? You break the eye contact, tingin ka muna sa gilid, tapos tingin ka ulit. Tingin ka muna sa gilid, tingin ka ulit. That's the way to do eye contact. And in public speaking, no, this is a bonus pointer. In public speaking, when we make eye contact with members of the audience, it will feel as if we're conversing. If you're conversing with someone, mas marerelax ka. Kasi alam mo may kausap ka. Merong nakikinig sa'yo. Merong nakikinig sa explanation mo or sa tinuturo mong pointers. For example, the top 5 tips, no? First, ganito, ganyan, ganyan. Second, ganito, ganyan, ganyan, no? It becomes easier because you're treating it as a conversation. This is applicable when you are speaking in a meeting or even addressing a group, a room full of people, or even if nag-host ka ng company event ninyo, applicable. Treat it like a conversation. Ang isa pang magagawa niyan, if you make eye contact, you are controlling your brain from going on overdrive. What is overdrive? Yung umaandar na siya mag-isa niya. No? Kung ano-ano na iniisip ng brain mo. Therefore, hindi mo na alam kung anong una mong sasabihin at susunod mong sasabihin kaya natataranta ka. And if you're treating it as recitation, napapa-am-am-am ka. At saka saan ka nakatingin at that point? Sa kisame. Diba? Do you see people like that? The first tip is this, and then the second is that. So eye contact is really the way to control that. Kasi when we're conversing with people, nag-aamba tayo. Hindi. Nag-aam tayo pag nagme-memorize tayo at nire-recite natin. And is recitation really conversation? It's not. Recitation is recitation. It's compliance. Conversation is connecting. Diba? So, yun yung trick. Yung eye contact ang magko-control, hindi yung brain. Pag yung brain ang nag-control, titingin tayo sa kisame. Pero pag yung eye ang nag-control, it will become a conversation. Now, speaking of arms, no? This is probably more for you than the people around you kasi you probably do more, speaking in front of a group. When we say we're actually thinking. Okay? And that's okay. Thinking while speaking is okay. It becomes an you know why? Kasi nakanganga tayo. Yun lang yun. Nakanganga. And therefore, may sound na lalabas, no? Navo-vocalize natin yung thinking natin. Tapos pag sinara mo yung bibig mo, magiging M siya. That's really it, no? If we break it down, yun siya. Therefore, if you need to think while you're speaking, pause. Take the time. Take the few seconds you need because it's a sign of intelligence. But close your mouth. Walang lalabas na dyan, promise. Okay? Ayan. Very helpful tip yan. It's a matter of doing it. Okay? So good luck sa inyo, lalo na if speaking in front of a group makes you feel nervous. Okay. Another visual is gestures. So say gestures, hindi po siya gestures. Okay? Gestures. Pero merong game na ang title ay gesture. Kasi ano siya, kinonbine siya na guessing and gesture, naging gesture. But this word really is gesture. So what is gestures? Ito yung pagkumpas ng ating kamay, di ba? Hi, bye. How about you? What do you think? No, these are my gestures for you. The best gestures are done with an open hand, open palm. Huwag magtuturo. Sir, kayo bahala. Pangit, di ba? Sir, kayo bahala kung anong term gusto nyo. Sir, kayo bahala anong room nyo. Sir, kayo bahala. What gestures do is pinapalakas niya yung boses natin kahit hindi natin actually nilalaksan ng boses natin. Okay? Para siyang extension ng voice natin. As long as, like I said earlier, they match. So if I say, I think I did this on day 1 or day 2. If I say, we have 2 options. No, ang ganda ng pagkasabi ko, nakasmile ako, malinaw boses ko. We have 2 options. But if I do this, we have 2 options. My message becomes stronger. Same tone, same facial expression, same volume, pero gumanito lang ako, naging powerful. And I do this a lot when I teach. Kasi nga, as a facilitator, I have to be effective, di ba? First, second, third. Some people do the pinky finger first. No? First, second, third. If you have to speak in front of a group and you have a slide to point at, face to face, no? Then you point like this. First, second, third. There are different ways to do that. Pero dahil sa virtual ako, kailangan ng kamay ko nakafit sa frame. I'll show you an example na hindi match. And tell me what happens in your head, no, when this happens. We have 2 options. Oh, what happened in your head? And make sure you're not, tulad ng sabi ko, no? Make sure your hands are seen, lalo na sa virtual. We have 2 options. What happened in your head?
Na-distract po.
Na-distract. And even if I start to say what the options are, imbes na makinig kayo dun sa options na sinasabi ko, you're now wondering, no, bakit ganun yung kamay niya? Sabi niya 2 pero 3 yung kamay niya. And that's just a very simple example, diba? So ito pa, I have a big idea. Di ba nakaka-discomfort, no? Parang alangan, asiwa, ba't ganun? Pero if I do this, I have a big idea. Okay lang, tuloy ang ligaya, you continue to listen to me. So anything that doesn't match is a distraction. If they match, if they support what you're saying, then people will continue to listen. Nothing happens, swabe lang. So nothing happens, swabe lang. Be comfortable using your hands as long as your hands are an extension of what you're saying. So again, no, pag virtual setting, your hands should be in the frame. In face-to-face, you can gesture bigger. The bigger the venue, the bigger your gesture should be. Halimbawa, gym, isang buong gym ng tao. I have a big idea. Kailangan mo yan kung nasa stage ka. Pero dito, I have a big idea. Okay? And then body language. Body language is what our bodies communicate whether we do it on purpose or not. Whether we like it or not. No? Sa body language, malalaman natin kung interesado ang isang tao o hindi interesado. Kung high energy or low energy. Kung excited o hindi. Kung in control o hindi, which is very important in customer service. No? Okay. So, ang taong naka-slouch, in terms of energy, what do you think? High or low? Naka-slouch. Naka-slouch, nakayuko. Low energy. At yung example na sinabi ko, yung nurse namin, remember that story? Her body language was, she was facing her computer. She wasn't facing me. When she asked me, yes? And then she adjusted. Ulo lang niya yung ginalaw niya. Nag-improve pero konti. Ang importante sa body language, you show your chest or the midline of our body towards the direction na gusto mo nang bigyan ng importansya, ng value. And also, leaning forward is a sign of interest. So, I think this is very applicable sa inyo, sa pawn shop, sa hospital, sa hotel. Leaning forward. Hindi naman OA na nakasobra, di ba? Pero across the counter, you're leaning forward. The hands are there, ready to help. Maybe may pen or whatever. No, showing openness, body language. And then, posture and pose. Ito nga yung kung nakaslouch o hindi. Now, merong tinatawag na power pose. Can you Google it right now? Power pose. So, type nyo power pose and then go to images. So, sino ang nakita nyo?
Si Wonder Woman, si Darna.
Right. They are the models of the power pose, okay? Pero kalimutan muna natin yung pamewang, okay? Kalimutan muna natin siya. The power pose is basically how you stand. And the basic characteristic of the power pose is feet are apart. Kasi as wide as your hips or as wide as your shoulders, that's the power pose. When we stand like that, we look stable. We look strong. And our weight is evenly distributed sa dalawang legs. Ngayon, ang taong naka-power pose, pag tinulak mo, basta-basta mo ba siya matutulak? Hindi, di ba? And have we ever seen Wonder Woman sa poster or si Thor or si Captain America and Iron Man na feet together sa poster? Hindi, kasi it looks so weak. Of course, the directors, the production designers will not appreciate yung dikit na paa ng ating mga superhero. So power posing is very important when you want to assert yourself, when you want to speak in front of a group, or even when you're facing a customer sa inyong lugar, no? Usually nakaupo siguro sa hospital, tama ba? Pag may lalapit sa customer service, nakaupo, nakatayo.
Actually, yung customer service namin is wala pa pong office na visible, ma'am.
Okay.
Kasi bago pa lang po. Ang siguro yung mga nasa information desk, sa admitting section, yun po yung sa mga screening area, nasa units, stations, nurses stations.
Right. Yun talaga nakikita, no? They also need the power pose. Kasi nakikita sila. Nakikita pa nga buong katawan nila. And even if there's a counter between them, hindi nakikita legs nila, mafe-feel mo sa upper body nila kung naka-power pose sila o hindi. And I think this is very applicable also in the hotel. Also in the pawn shop or in the remittance center. No? Kung ang tao natin or tayo mismo naka-power pose, we look like we're in control. Even if we're just pretending to be in control, nakakatulong yan, nakakalakas ng loob. And when we're seated, may katumbas din yan. So you sit comfortably, of course, but not too comfortable. Sige, subukan natin. Sit comfortably, tapos yung legs natin, medyo nakabuka ka. Basta enough, parang anchors yung feet eh. Sana umaabot pa nyo sa sahig, no? No, sit comfortably with the legs. Hindi naman sobrang buka ka. Tayo ay ladies, no? Pero just enough para hindi tayo basta-basta matutumba. And then we sit up straight. We roll our shoulders back. Ang eyes level lang, no? Hindi pa taas, hindi pa baba. At ang ilong, ganun din, no? Siyempre, magkadikit naman yan. Hindi maganda yung taas ang ilong. Iba yung body language nito, di ba? So, ganyan lang. And when we're like this, we look comfortable, relaxed, and in control, which is what the customers need to see. Di ba halata minsan pag bago ang staff sa restaurant or whatever, no? For whatever. We can teach the power pose. Now, ang power pose also, katulad ni Wonder Woman, nakapamewang, but that's an extreme power pose. Okay, visual is also how we dress. Sige, let's talk about the protocols of dressing sa inyong mga environment. What is required? para the look is matchy sa brand, sa business, at sa role. Anyone can start.
Okay, ako na muna. In the hospital po, kasi sa mga nurses po namin, consistent po talaga yun sila. Ang po nakaayos, ponytail po, tapos meron silang cup, then white na uniform, and yung shoes nila is white also. Pero yung sa offices namin, ma'am, actually, yun po yung meron kaming required uniform, pero ngayon kasi magbabago kami ng uniform, kaya for now is medyo nagsisibilyan po yung aming mga staffs, lalo na yung maraming mga bago kasi. And yun, kapag kami na yung bagong uniform, yun yung establish namin na dapat naka-uniform lahat, black, and they are wearing black shoes also.
Right. Okay. O nga no, wala akong nakikitang nurse nga pala na nakalugay yung buhok. Ngayon ko lang na-realize. Alright. Thank you. How about in the hotel and the PPS center?
Sa amin po sa hotel, sa front of lahat po naka-uniform, may designated uniform. Sa front office po, especially dapat kami mas presentable kasi kami yung nagiging face ng hotel. So may uniform kami, and then heels is also required. And then hair bun with hair net, yung sa parang bun lang po na yan. Tapos pero baka magpalit din po kami ng uniform with this coming reopening. And for housekeepers, they have uniforms as well na mas komportableng gumalaw sila. Kasi sila yung mas nag-move. Ayun. And yun nga po yung last time na nasabi ko sa guard namin, papalitan na din yung uniform nila na into barong. Hindi na yung typical na guard
Blue and
uniform.
white. Oo.
Bali, yun po.
Okay. Alright. No? It's very important that we have to look buo. Down to the people, down to the place.
Ngayon lang po kami naka-civilian kasi
Right.
walang
And even the stationery of the office, no? Kung may mga gumagamit ng business cards sa ating businesses, syempre, yung business card nila, kamatch yung letterhead, yung envelope, di ba? Yung uniform, all of it, no? They have to match. Kapag merong hindi nakasunod sa uniform, that person stands out. And that becomes a weakness visually sa buong establishment, no? Okay. So part of our visual or our appearance, how we look, our video setup, the main components are lighting, framing, and resolution. Unahin natin ang lighting. So lighting should always come from the front. Or a little, medyo hindi necessarily front, medyo gilid ng konti, so that you have light and then some shadow on your face. No? Some light, some shadow. I think maganda yung lighting ni Krisha. Natural light is best. Okay? Natural light is best kasi it's flattering. But sometimes natural light is in the wrong position. Like kay Zanet, nasa likod niya. Ako rin, nasa likod ko. Kaya nga I don't use it. Therefore, I need artificial light. Pwede ang light sa kwarto. Pero kung ang light sa kwarto ay nasa ibabaw natin, alam niyo na yung effect nun, di ba? Pag ganun. So kung galing sa ibabaw natin ng ilaw, may anino dito, may anino dito, may anino dito, tsaka dito. It's not flattering. Kaya, so may ilaw ako no sa room, I still have, it's not a ring light, but it's a form of ring light. Malayo sa akin to brighten the area. Hindi ko siya pwede itodo sa akin kasi masusunog ako. That's the image naman, yung sobrang ilaw, no? Sunog ang tawag dun sa term na yun. Or I cannot have it strongly on one side kasi the stronger the light, the darker the shadows naman. So you have to balance that. Okay? The stronger the light, the darker the shadow. Ayun, kaya nga yung mga may ilaw sa likod, hindi pwedeng doon lang mag-rely ng ilaw. Kung hindi, magkakaanino kami sa mukha. Pareho kami ni Zanet. Okay, so lighting. Now, punta muna tayo sa resolution. Yung resolution ng ng ganito, depende sa camera, di ba? Whether it's an external camera or it's built-in, depende siya doon. But I think our resolutions for all of us are okay right now. Pero some people might complain na pangit talaga yung camera ng computer ko eh. Wala na ako magawa sa kanya, no? That's not necessarily true. Sometimes, a video might look grainy or madilim or pangit, but only because they have not provided adequate light. Baka hindi pa nila tinatry, baka hindi pa nila sinosolve yung lighting nila. Sometimes, what some cameras need is just adequate light. Then they will do their job well. Pero so far, I think we're okay. Now, framing. We need to be definitely inside the frame and framed well. No? So what does that mean? First of all, dapat may headroom na tinatawag. So this space is called the headroom. This space is smaller than this space. So this is ideal. Ano ang marker nito? I'm sure you know this, no? Yung mga line sa mga camera natin na may 1/3, 1/3. Diba? Imagine niyo merong isang line dito to cut the upper 1/3, another line here to cut the second third, tas yung bottom third. No? So imagine that area, 1/3, 1/3. Gets nyo? Now, kung nasaan yung unang line dito, unang line to cut the 1/3, nandun ang ating mata. So that's the guideline. And then, now do this with your hands. And do that here, sa shoulders nyo. Kailangan pasok yan sa frame. So ako, medyo putol yung pinky finger ko dito. Pero, it's a cheat. Mukhang perfect. No? So, kailangan kasya yan. So, you might have to move forward or to move backward. And by the way, best orientation, Krisha, is landscape. Landscape is better than nakatayo sa camera. Actually, that can be adjusted. Okay, so ganito. Which means, hindi dapat tayo nasa gilid ng ulo. Diba? What if nagturo ako buong 3 days ng ganito? No? Parang nakapatong yung ulo ko sa atin. That's ideal. Now, if you want to look extra sexy, atras kayo ng konti para makita yung itong space na to. Di ba mas mukha akong payat pag nakikita yung ito. Yan o, nakikita yung katawan ko. Kesa ang nakikita lang ay balikat ko. Daya, no? Ayan.